Hello YouTube, it is Damien. It is Life About Grealish. It is episode number 8 and today we have the finish of the Premier League season. If you haven't catched up on last episode, I highly recommend you go watch it. It was 3 mammoth games against Liverpool, Chelsea and City and has left us in 4th spot, 35 games played, but 5 points clear of Arsenal with 3 games to go. We have an absolutely massive game to kick us off with. We have Spurs. We know if we win this game and Arsenal don't take max points, we are going to be guaranteed Champions League football here next season. It's important to note Arsenal do not have an easy game. They've got Chelsea, City and Liverpool, which kind of puts me in great stead to finish 4th. I always said points on the board were going to matter most. We have them on the board and it's going to be very hard to catch us. But in saying that, I've seen weirder things happen on FM, but I think we're okay. Look, I don't want to just say that, yeah, we're going to finish 4th and we're going to get Champions League football first season, but I'm telling you right now, it's very unlikely that we don't. It's more likely that we're going to finish like 3rd or 2nd than us finishing 5th or 6th. It's actually 5th. We can't even finish 6th. But yeah, look, we can't be caught. In terms of not finishing outside of Europe or the Europa League, and that is massive. Season 1, if you told me I finished 5th or 6th, I would have taken it off the bat before the season started. And right now, I think anything less than Champions League football in 4th is probably less than what we deserve. If you haven't watched last episode, there's your warning. The Man City game sums up what we've built here so far. And we haven't even had money to invest. Like, you can't see because my face is in the way, but our finances have not been great. We're still negative 20 million in the balance. I still only have 2 mil to spend. I only was given 10 mil because in this database, Grealish has moved, but it hasn't given me the 100 million to spend, which is a bit annoying. But I also think that's made this such a great challenge as well. And just, like the fact that we've had to be a bit more thrift with our money. We've sold on some players. You brought in Tilio Kero, who, by the way, he doesn't miss a pass. So I'm happy. And we brought in other people as well, like Diallo, who I do have to mention, by the way. Me and him had a right old chat just before. He injured himself in training just before, pulled abdominal muscles. So you don't even need him. It may hurt when you jump and whatever, but it's not a big part of football is your abs. Maybe when you chest the ball and it hits you a bit low or whatever. It's going to hurt, I get it, but this is the most important game this season, and I asked him to take an injection, and he absolutely kicked up a fuss that he wanted to leave. In the end, I crossed my arms and said, if you really want to leave, I'll offer you out, and he said, I'm happy to stay here, I'll let this go, and I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. But he isn't taking his injection, which is annoying, because it means that, yet again, for this whole run-in, we have not had a settled starting 11, which is important, but it does mean that I am going to give a man that has not played much this season a chance. Axel has a little bit of extra speed, and I think that's going to help here with the paciness of the backfield plus Harry Kane's movement. He's actually been upset with his football, and then he's dropped it. He's been upset, and then he's dropped it because we played him off the bench, and he kind of understands he's not my player. If he was like being released on a free, I would take him because he's English, but the fact that United want like 70 million for him and whatever, I don't really care if he plays or he doesn't. But yeah, for me, it's going to be about, look, if things go to plan, we're going to win this game. I'm going to play Burnley off stream. I'm going to show you the Newcastle game, so I'll show you where it's finished. And that whole time, I'll talk about what I'm planning to do with the squad next season, money-wise, etc. But the team is as it stands, and it's a pretty good side. There's nothing wrong with it. Trezeguet is coming back from injury. I'm going to put him to the bench as well, and I'm going to drop Cerny, who gets a mention because he's a good kid. He's been playing in the under-17s. Under-17s, under-23s, Damien. But yeah, anyway, Martinez in goals. Arias, Tilio, Axel's going to get a game. I feel sorry for Conser a little bit. But, Conser's been really happy that he's been even a rotation player. Mings has been unreal at left-back. It's completely changed what I was going to do. Douglas Luiz and McGinn together. Bailey, Bundia, Watkins, and Danny Ings is up top. Anyhow, if we can get a result here, we could be on. Well, we are on. If we get a result here, we're on. It's top 4, thank you very much. We lose here and things become a little bit interesting. Arsenal somehow win. They seem demotivated with the fact that I offered them Champions League football. That's not good. Hopefully that doesn't suit the performance. That's huge here. I don't understand why Arias would be upset with that too, because that kind of means that he should stick around for 7 mil. But for me, it's like, well, if we do it, it's great. It's a cherry on top. And if we somehow choke from here, we'll be annoyed. We'll be upset. Don't get me wrong. I'll kick and scream like I did in the end of the Man City game. But at the same stage, I would be very happy at the end of it, going, all right, we've got Europa League football. Let's go. Speaking about Europa League football, links down below to the Twitch. My luck and Coruña say we finished 5th, first season, coming up from the 3rd division, the 2nd division into the La Liga. We finished 5th. So we actually have European football coming. I've just finished the window there on stream. Incredible, yeah. We've got some players there that are huge 3 seasons in Spain, and Spain's always a bit of fun to manage in. But yeah, if you're interested in that, go check that out live on the Twitch. The support there has been great, and especially with the new layout that you guys see. But all the links to below. We did a podcast, Arsenal podcast, basically, about how me and Paul would go about rebuilding Arsenal. Highly recommend you check that out. But anyway, it's a throw in here for Spurs, and Dele Alli, who's back playing for Spurs, which is always good to see. Finds Lucas Moura, Harry Kane, he's in, and it's a great challenge. And I'm glad in this database I haven't moved him on the City, or they haven't moved him on the City. This database is basically based on real life signings as of the day before Messi signed for PSG. And I'm actually glad Messi's here in the Prem playing for Liverpool. It's kind of the database's own little twist. But yeah, speaking of Liverpool, they've not won a game in their last 3. As that could be a goal kick. It could have been a pen as well, to be fair, because Aurier didn't really win much of the ball. But look, 6 minutes in, away at the Spurs Stadium, we know if we get a result, we're in the 4. Arias Bundia now finds Arias. Can he pop a ball in? He does. In the end, that is picked up very well by Golini. Don't know where Loris is, to be fair. But yeah, we'll continue on, and away we go. And it's picked off by Axe. That's why he hasn't really played, to be fair. Just didn't want that to happen. Kane should score this every time. He does. And thanks to a Man United loanee being double agent, we're 1-0 down. Great stuff. Yeah, I've given him, you know, he's been training well and whatever, and I've given him a game here against Spurs because he has the attributes to physically deal with Harry Kane, and he has a touch of a donkey and I'm 1-0 down. Superb. We actually haven't played overly bad. We just yet to have a chance. Dele Alli's off. Well, see you later, mate. I will say it would be a player that would suit my Villa side. But yeah, we're up against 10 men. We are 1-0 down. Chelsea are beating Arsenal, which kind of makes this, as long as we get a point, it's all over. But yeah, Mings, ball, down the line. Danny Ings gets there. Unfortunately, it was just a bit too deep for him to get that back into play. And in the end, I think it was a shot/cross that's kind of hit the post from an angle where he's never scoring from. If they make it 2-0 with 10 men, I'll be livid. Son, backstick, and Lucas Moura's never beating Mings in the air. And Bundia, does he get there first? He does, bodies him off. And here goes Bundia against everybody. Bundia's still going. He went for goal. And I tell you what, it wasn't far away. Still 1-0 down, but another corner. Well, how is Spurs getting so many chances with 10 men? And Martin just makes a save. We should be dominating the game a little bit more, boys. Let's be fair. We're dominating until the 10 men came off, even though we were 1-0 down. Anyway, Ings knocks down Ollie Watkins. Would have loved to have Trezeguet back and firing, but Ollie's in good form. Ball across. Romero punts away. Harry Kane's picked it up. It's Kane versus everybody else. Big tackle from McGinn. Tilio now. Axel, we made the mistake. Finds Douglas Luiz. The ball towards Ings was semi the right idea, but I would have rather than keep it. Leon Bailey now. Ball over to Ings. Touches down to McGinn. Through to Ollie Watkins, a man in form, and Golini's made a great save. Unreal save from the Spurs keeper. And if it wasn't for, by the way, Liverpool now drawing with United, if it wasn't for the Spurs keeper, we'd probably be up by a goal here. But in the end, as it so happens, but we're still even 1-0 down, not even level. So, yeah. Chelsea beating Arsenal in a massive, massive, massive fixture there as well. But we need to get going here. You know, we're playing against 10 men, 30 minutes played. Been arguably as good as them, if not better. Especially since the red card. We need a goal. And we are within shooting distance here. And Bundia knows how to hit a free kick. And here goes Bundia again. Around the wall, Golini's beat. What a free kick from Emi Bundia. I tell you what, mate, I am not letting him go on the cheap. He's not transfer listed, sorry. He is transfer wanted by most of the big clubs around. I think we touched on the Spurs and Arsenal. I believe Liverpool now sniffing, which, you know, stay away, please. 100 million plus, please, is what I want. Anyway, Arsenal have just got back level as well with Tyrini, and United are beating Liverpool, which is not good for us if we want to finish as high as possible. Anyway, Bundia, backstick. Axel's hit the upright of the goal. Liverpool have just equalised there. What a Northwest derby that is. And in the end, it is 1-1. I am far from pleased. What I am going to say, we should be leading this game. Ideally, I don't want to change the system. Ideally, I want us to score, and ideally, I want us to score in the 4-2-3-1 so I don't have to go 4-4-2. But in the end, hopefully, we can just do something. Bailey looks a little bit legless, which is not good. Liverpool now leading United 3-2. Jota. Liverpool come back from 1-0 and 2-1 down to be leading there. We currently move into third ahead of United because of goal difference, but we should be looking to win this game. And Ollie Watkins has picked up the ball. Danny Ings, he may have been offside. I'm not sure. In the end, it would have counted. Golini again with another fantastic save in the Spurs net. If it wasn't for the Spurs keeper at the minute, and I would normally say, thankfully, Loris isn't playing, but he's having a worldie of a game. Axel on the ball again. Douglas Luiz, would imagine this is all pointless. We need a goal, boys. We need a goal. I'm not going to lie. 13 shots, 14 shots. We can't get one. Bailey and Bundy are both looking legless. I'm going to go 4-4-2 because we do need to go for it. Going to get Ollie Watkins in there. Leon Bailey's going to go other side. And we've got some legless boys out there. Don't really have guys that are like, let's go. I'm going to get Matty Cash in there. because he can play the role right, and I'm going to get Bailey off, and I actually think it's Maximilian oh no, Trezeguet. He's back from injury. We'll risk it. Go. We're going to go 4-4-2 here. Leave Ings and Watkins up top. McGinn not playing overly great as well, but we need a goal. And Cam is going to come in there, light for light. Come on, lads. Like, we're dominating this game. Surely we get one. I'm going to tell us to demand a little bit more as well. If we get held here, this is disappointing. Prepare to be disappointed. I'm moving it very attacking here, late doors. Please, highlight. We draw against Spurs 1-1. We've had 17 shots, 8 on target, and an expected goal ratio of 2, basically. And it's another one of these games, like the City game, we're going to look back at. And if we somehow don't finish 4th, you know, then yeah. And I look back at both of them. That's 6 more points, man. I'm fighting for 2nd. Unlucky, lads. We really should have won that. We've played quite well. We've played perfect. It was a great goal from Bundia, and that's what's taken us to score. As you can see, we are ahead of Spurs. What? We're 5 points clear. A win against, Arsenal. A win there. We were up. We're done. It was all over. It was finished. City, only a couple points off, and United were level with. Look, it kind of means to me that we aren't gonna finish outside of the 4. Liverpool crowned champions after coming back and winning twice. Yep, that doesn't really bother us. City still have a game in hand. What time's our kickoff? That's the question. Playing on the Fridays, Liverpool. We play after Arsenal. All right, what we're going to do, boys, is we're going to come back on the Saturday. All right? And we're going to see. If Arsenal do not win that game, you will not see the Burnley game. We will just be us celebrating. I'll show you the Newcastle game around this episode out with. Right, because then we're going to be in the 4. But we'll be back on the Saturday where we'll be looking at the Burnley game if Arsenal do win, because that would mean that we're winning to stay, to finish in the 4. But yeah, look, as it stands, we're currently 3rd, technically 4th and 2nd and all in our hands as well. But at the minute, 1-1 win, and we are in the top 4 guaranteed, and it really should have been then against Spurs. But hey, at the end of the day, we didn't lose. Still in the spot that we need to be in, and that's with it in our hands with 2 games to go. Hopefully, we only need 1. Welcome back, YouTube. It's time. We are a couple clicks of the button away where we hope City beat Arsenal, and we are going to be guaranteed top 4 football. If that's not the case, we will be playing this game here because it does mean... Actually, Arsenal need to win, because even if they draw, it's all over. Surely that game's been played now. Are you serious, man? Arsenal go to 73. We're on 75. We need to get we need to beat Burnley to be guaranteed. A draw, and technically speaking, if we don't win on the final day and Arsenal score enough goals, we would finish outside on goal difference. Wow, Arsenal beat City in City, and to be fair, they were a little lucky. Jeez. But we got Burnley. Second to last Burnley, who can't even stay in the Premier League. They're already relegated. They are already relegated. No, they're not actually, technically speaking. They've got a game in hand, don't they? They do. They've got 3 games. They can get 9 points. Puts them on 32. That would keep them safe. Wow, Burnley have a lot to play for. They know they need to win their last 3 to stay in the Prem. I know that, for me, a win here and I'm in the top 4. And you know what, Diallo, if you didn't want to take your injection, it means you don't want to really play. I'm going to leave it like that. Actually, who's going to come out there? I'm going to get Konsa in there then. And we are going to go with Martinez, Arias, Tilio Kera, Konsa and Mings, Luiz and McGinn, Bailey, Bundia, Watkins, and Ings is there too. I'm actually going to get Trezeguet in there, why not? Because I prefer him and Ollie Watkins off the bench in the 4-4-2, yes. And away we are going to go. Hopefully this is a win. We've got Burnley in a massive game. Could you imagine choking it from here? Knowing that's Arsenal had to beat City in City? It's a good result, that, because it does mean if we win, we would actually go into a fight for second. Go out there and just put in whoever display. I'm actually not going to offer him Champions League football here. I just want to keep the pressure off because all the pressure is on us now. And there we are. We are going to go out there and just do what we do. Burnley are going to kicking and screaming, pulling people down, chopping people left, right, and centre. Looking for any set piece. Anytime McNeil can run at people. It's going to be typical Burnley here. You know, expect to see Chris Wood going big as well. Just, yeah. This is not a fun game. No predictions right there. Burnley's recent results have them first in the Prem. Burnley have not lost in 5. Ouch. Burnley have not lost in 5. That is a pretty solid run. It is Villa in the whites, Burnley in the what the Villa colours would normally be, And as a highlight from kickoff and away, we go. Destiny in our own hands. We are 90 minutes away from the Champions League, and we're 90 minutes away from going into a very nervy final day, knowing Newcastle are going to be playing to stay up in the Prem. And away we go. Poor kick out there from Pope. Bundia picks it up early, and he goes on a run, looks for Danny Ings. One touch. Does he score? No. Pope in net. Great keeper too, to be fair. Makes a save, and there we are. I want to have a look at Burnley's fixtures, to be fair. Who have Burnley beat on this run of form? They drew to Newcastle, beat Brighton, beat West Ham. That's a big result. Beat Southampton, beat Watford. So they've beaten everyone around them. They've got to play us to keep any hope. They then got to beat Liverpool at Anfield, which they have done before in the past, before playing Leeds on the final day. They would need all the points. Good luck to them, you know what? They've given themselves a shot. So good luck to them, but just don't do it. I would rather see you guys lose right now. In the end, unfortunately for us, no early goal. At least from that highlight anyway. Balls and falls to Douglas Luiz, gets in the box. Trezeguet needs an option. Top of the box, McGinn. First time it was blocked. It was motoring on target. Desperate defending from Burnley so far. And in the end, McGinn holds on to it. Highlight still going here. McGinn still going. Tackles. Falls back to McGinn. Trezeguet. This is where Ming needs to get going. Ings first time. Had no real room for the shot, did Danny Ings. But he found one. And inside 6 minutes, we do lead. Perfect. We didn't get the early goal from the first highlight, but we got the early goal from the second highlight, and that's all that matters. We are 85 minutes away, give or take some stoppage time, from the Champions League, ladies and gentlemen. In the end, it was Phillips, it was Trezeguet, it was a ball through to Ings, and it's a great finish, and it is 1-0, and barring a Burnley comeback, we are in the Champions League. Arias, Bailey, Arias again, going down that line, chipped in, Bundia, just didn't get there. Luiz picks it back up though, and his ball finds McGinn. McGinn now, out to Mings. Mings touches, beat one, good ball in. Bundia heads over. It was a great ball in from Mings. At the minute, 1-0. We're looking like miles a better team. And there we are. As the results are, even though City have a game in hand, we are second. Imagine finishing second in the Prem. First season with Villa. That's huge. Anyway, Bailey skips past one, goes past a second. Effort is well saved from Pope. Would have been a wonder goal 17 minutes in. Unfortunately for ourselves, has not found the back of the net. But, well, you know, this is great. This is great at the minute. Bailey, Bundia, ball in. It was offside anyway. And there we are. Look. 20 minutes played. We're giving ourselves hope, and that's all that matters. In the end, Phillips cuts into Goodmanson. Cleared away by Arias. That was dangerous. McGinn now. We need to make all this dominance, you know, count and get another one. McNeil picked off though by Bundia. He loves running at people. He's got options with him. Bundia in the end went himself. Out of all the options, Bunny, really? For me, that was not the option, but according to Bundia, it was. 25 minutes played. It is 1-0 Villa. And hopefully it will stay like that, or we just increase it. And yeah, I would love to increase it and make this less nervy. Bundia, Douglas Luiz, still going. Hits it straight at Pope. Another save for the Burnley keeper. Tell you what, Nick Pope would not be a bad option in net if I could pick him up on the cheap. Anyway, Bundia, Douglas Luiz. Still going, Douglas. McGinn, Bailey. Arias made the run. Ings just didn't find him. And in the end, it's cleared away eventually by Long. The run was on there. Just needed it to, you know, be found. Anyway, Mings. Good boy out to Arias. Bailey knows how to beat a man, steps on it. Arias went on the overlap. Bailey did not mean it at all. Leon Bailey's 80th goal of the year. He never meant it. It was a ball into Danny Ings, and it is crept past Pope into the bottom corner. That's where they tell you to swing it at the back stick for that reason there, because it makes the keeper and ah and be a bit indecisive, because he has to react to a, you know, Danny Ings flick there, and then he has to set and dive, and in the end, it's literally in the most perfect spot. And I'll take him. I don't care how they come. Bailey scored a complete fluke. I do not care. We've dominated Burnley. They haven't even had a shot in the first half yet. And for me, it's 2-0. Should be all she wrote. From here, oh, look, make it free. Bundia. He loves a free kick, this boy. Emi Bundia steps back. One foul sweep of his right leg and puts it just wide. It would have been the goal that would have secured Champions League football season 1 here with Aston Villa. I'll tell you what, though. We're 45 minutes away. And barring like some crazy comeback, we are there. Arias now. Ball. Drives inside. Tackled. Falls to McGinn. A little lucky. McGinn now picks it up. Still going with it. Still going. Out to Trezeguet. Does he drive inside? He cuts it to Danny Ings. Block. Falls to Leon Bailey though after Danny Ings' little flick. It's 3-0. Intelligent this means he shot. It's blocked. He realised he doesn't have a secondary shot, so he just rolls it into the path of Bailey. Perfect from Danny Ings. I tell you what, boys, he's a bit world class. In the end, look, shots blocked, and he realises that, so just the littlest of back heels. It's unreal. He's a baller, that boy. You see that scissor kick goal he scored this week? Oh, he's unreal. In the end, we are killing Burnley. We are sending them back to the championship, where, to be fair, Burnley do belong. But, yeah, look, at the minute, absolutely enjoying this. 60 minutes played. We're 3-0 to the good. I can't rate this highly enough. We are going to get Sanson on for McGinn. We're going to get Emi Bundia off because I don't want him getting injured. And time ticks away. 3-0 to the good. We're just making all the changes. Mings, Maya, who's actually been air this season. Like, he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been, like, great. Anyway, Ings to Bailey. It's so good. Danny Ings, yet again. Lays it to Bath to Leon Bailey. I've had Bundia score 20 goals for me this season. I've Bailey scored 20 goals for me this season. I've got Danny Ings that's around that mark as well. I've got 3 guys that have given me 60 goals this season. That is massive. 20, 40, 60. That is math. Quick math with Damo. In the end, Bailey slots for his 20 for the year. That just sums up the year that we're having. In the end, Bailey, I think, is on a hat-trick, so we're going to give him a standing ovation, but I am going to move Danny Ings out wide, and we are going to bring Ollie Watkins in, the man that was the hero last time out against Chelsea, to go and get 10 minutes of football. And by the way, he scored 15 goals this season as well for a guy that hasn't particularly been good. His goals have come in clumps more than, like, a goal game, whatever. In the end, Vidra comes on, typical Burnley. They're 4-0 down. It doesn't really matter. Made that change way too late, Sean Dyche. But we send them packing. It is a solid performance. A 4-0 win. Concert, Tilio, Arias and Mings were never really troubled back there. Nor was Martinez. Bailey scores a hat-trick. Ings looked unreal. And look, it was just the full swagger of Villa. And if that's what we're going to produce week in, week out, hopefully for seasons to come, we will eventually be Premier League champions one day here. And that's absolutely superb. Superb win as well. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have qualified for the Champions League. We've got budget. We'll get to that in a second. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. The only worry with me getting the budget now, it's not going to factor in Premier League money. We are given 47 million. That's better than what I was expecting because our budget, we're negative 22. So I was expecting, without all the money and the TV money and all that being paid in right now, the board are going to give me like 10 mil. We've got 47 million to spend next season. 1.4 mil. That is massive. What I am going to do, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to come back in a second. But after the Newcastle game, I'm going to give you where we finish. As it stands, in our hands is third. Technically what happens with City, depending on who they play next, all the way down. They've got Newcastle who are trying to save their lives. They also beat Liverpool in an absolute thriller at Anfield. Jack Grealish scored in the Champions League. There you go. How many goals has he scored in the Champions League? Only 3. He's been alright. Like, he's been okay. For 100 mil, you expect better. But, look, life without Grealish, not too bad, huh? We're in the Champions League, first season. Who said you need Jack in order to be good here at Villa? And yeah, look, now we're going to find out where we finish, the money we get in, and maybe have a discussion or two about what we're thinking of doing for next season and where we're going to go from here. Welcome back, YouTube. The final day has been and gone, and thanks to a United result and us beating Newcastle like we should have, we finished second in the Premier League. That is correct. We go level on points with United because United did beat City on the final day at Old Trafford, and we did win as well. So we went to 81. United went to 81, and City, of course, stayed on 78. And that means that we went and did what we needed to do. City actually drew their game in hand in Newcastle, which was important, which is huge. And I think they semi-rotated against United at Old Trafford, knowing they've got Real Madrid coming up in 7 days' time, or 8 days' time. In the end, United did win that game there through Mason Greenwood, and that is massive for me. Like, they still have a very good squad. But yeah, like, that's massive for me. In the end, a very even game there as well, and edged out by United. I finished second in the Prem. I cannot believe it. Now, I'm going to talk quickly about the squad a little bit and whatever else, and a couple transfer bits and pieces, because may as well at the end of the season. I'm not going to give you an end of season review, which I've done in previous episodes. Next episode is going to be the start of next season with some transfer news, etc., etc. We might do some things around that, but yeah, important to note. Top goal scorer in the club this season was Danny Ings, but he only scored 19 in the Prem. Your top goal scorer in the Premier League this season, I believe, was also with Bundia. The numbers are crazy. Bundia's 19 goals, 17 assists with 11 players of the match awards. one of the best ever seasons I've had individually from a midfielder ever. He played in the 10 all year. He's absolutely loved it. He's world class. He's wanted by a lot. I'm telling you right now, I ain't letting him go for anyone. No one. No one's going to get him off me. I will not. I will refuse for any money. But Danny Ings, what a year, man. If it wasn't for his injuries, probably would have scored more as well. You've got to remember, he only played 32 times for me, and he still scored 19, so it's pretty good as well. Important to note as well, not to be outdone, the big three, which includes Leon Bailey, 18 goals, 8 assists, fly player of the match. Imagine if we get a left winger in, and that's the one spot I really need as a left winger. Not saying Trezeguet didn't do enough. He got injured a few times throughout the season, but 10 goals, nothing to be ashamed of. And if he's my backup, that's great. But it's about these three: Ings, Bundia, and Bailey. If they get going, we're on, and that is it. Important to note as well, I actually had something from Douglas Luiz, and something I've just really cut out, is about thinking about Douglas Luiz as a long-term option here. You keep thinking, Douglas Luiz, he's a bit older than 23, and you keep thinking, is he really that good? You look at him and you go, wow. You do, don't you? As a box-to-box midfielder, next season, 100% going to be starting in there at 23. He's also been capped by Brazil. People forget this, that he was at City and they picked him up. I think he's incredible. I look at that and I go, you play another year here at a good level, turn all these 13s and 14s into 15s, what a world-class midfielder. And I really, really hope that we do get him there. And I really think we will. I'm going to put him as the box-to-box, and it leads me to my second point that I think we need to sign. I want a central midfielder, not an attacking one, a central midfielder that's more creative. And we're looking at the teams that went down. Southampton finished dead bottom. James Ward-Prowse is a name that I'm already thinking of if he's got a release fee. Burnley went down, and I'm thinking of, I think it's Dwight McNeil, is the 21-year-old. He could technically play in this role okay. He would probably come in as the left winger. Ideally would have an inside forward on that side, but a 21-year-old that's English might be able to get on the cheap and is very good at what he does. Will also be a great backup out here, by the way, for Leon Bailey. I think would be another one of those signings that would be huge. And straight off my bat, without really thinking about signings too much, are two guys that I'm really thinking about. But I'm thinking centre mid, left wing. I've already made one signing for next year. My scouting Southampton, Jay Alsop is their best hot prospect, and you can get him on a free. It's 1.7 mil compensation, 41 million in the bag. Yeah, he may not develop enough to feature in the save. I don't know. Depends on how the save goes. I think physically, as much as those are 8 to 9s, by the time he's 20, they're all going to be 13s, 14s, 15s. He would be a very good fullback with 15 tackling and 15 work rate. I'm going to get him in to develop in the 19s and hopefully develop him with that 5-star potential into a great little fullback for us. Who knows? This save may not be done in 2 seasons' time, and at 18, 19, I've seen people like that be really good. Important to note as well that there is one downside to this. I had 7 mil accepted for Arias, because that's in his contract, and Arias looked like we're going to do a deal. The boards turned around and said, I have not signed enough under 23-year-olds that are good enough to play in the first team. I don't think I found one this whole year, and they gave me no money with 2.9 million. I had to be thrift, sell people on, buy people that are a bit older on the transfer list to get me in the top 4, and they turned around and gone, even though we're in the top 4 and we're qualified for the Champions League, I'm not going to sign him. The guy's been unreal. What I'm hoping for is that when we discuss next year's deals, is that the club allow me to change the philosophy, and I'm just going to get rid of sign other 23 players for the first team, because it makes the rest of everything I've done upwards. I'll show you what I mean. They're very pleased with that. Don't sign people over the age of 28. Barely have. I haven't signed anyone, which is great. And then it's just that one. If I can get rid of this, make one signing there, but sign a few more guys under the age of 28, done. And I think for 7 mil, it's a steal. It's a steal. 13.25 million, absolute steal. Would be my hands down my best right back. Now that 17-year-old to develop on the bench, still have Matty Cash. That's the one area I feel like we get a star right back, and this is the guy. It doesn't even have to be a very solid right back that can do a job. Matty Cash is your backup. And then another one, I'm happy. But so in terms of the squad, we've had some great numbers. I think Diallo has been pretty decent since coming in. He's averaging 6.8, but that's okay. Tilio Kera, I think, has been the better one of the two, averaging a 6.9. And we still have Konsa, we have Mings. Mings, by the way, is a fullback. Mings is a fullback. Pretty damn good. And I never thought I would say it, but Mings as a fullback on attack, bombing on, 6'5", putting balls in the box, getting in back stick for headers and crosses, still physical. Next couple of years, man, unless this is a big bid from whoever this is. Spurs, mate. And Spurs gave me more than 50, 60 million. Yeah, it'd be an English player leaving. Yeah, I wouldn't like to see Mings go, but man, I would sign a fullback on the left-hand side that would develop into a monster. And why not? And with the current foreign rules and everything, Brexit, I've got the medium Brexit. 17 foreign player limit in the squad, right? But they have to meet the current work permit criteria. And if I'm signing, maybe a guy that's foreign, but from one of the big leagues around, he's going to get it. He's got to get the work permit. For me, I couldn't find if Mings went for 40, 50, 60 million. How much would you sell Mings on for? That's maybe the question I should ask. Then, yeah, lucky last, a couple of players I do want to mention here. Carney's going to get more minutes next season. I think 5-star, 17 years of age. I don't see this safe finishing next year. I don't see me winning the Premier League and the Champions League next year, right? I see it maybe happening in 3 or 4 years, especially the Prem, but I don't see the Champions League. And once I win the Prem, I'll give myself a season or two to win the Champions League, and then it'll be done, because it's going to be hard winning the Champions League out of Villa. But, I think that Carney looks incredible, and I think that at bringing in a guy like James Ward-Prowse, for instance, to help develop this kid, he can come off the bench, playing that role, great. The next one is Bugard, who is developing out of this world. He only played 2 times for me, but this is another one that I want. Like, I already look at him and I go, man, this guy's ready for Premier League football. I look at him here and I go, this guy's going to be a ball-playing defender. If we can get his physicality up to 17-year-old, he's going to get more minutes next season as well. Those two guys there, coupled with, if you go with the club info screen, and Lou Barry, who's been playing at Ipswich and got 4 goals in 8 games, just hasn't played enough for me at Ipswich there, who finished top of League One. Let's see why he hasn't, though. I feel like getting him off the bench with Ollie Watkins around as well. Lou Barry gets his 14s and the 15s very early. At 17, all those green attributes that are 12 plus are probably going to be 15. You've got a striker on your hands. And I think he has a big future. So for me, there's a bit of a youth coming through as well, and I think we should be really excited. Anyway, from Damo and everybody else here, what a first season. Unreal first year. Also shows you what I'm doing on Twitch is no fluke either with La Coruña. I've now done it with Villa. So if you're interested in more content, out on the Twitch links down below, podcast talking about how to rebuild Arsenal, with Paul, that's out as well. There's more content for you. Go check it all out. We finished second in the Prem. Where do you think I'm going to finish next season? Who would you buy? Is there anyone in these clubs that I should be looking at? Where would you go? What positions do you think I need? I'm thinking off the top of my head, it's left back, right back, left wing, right back, and centre mid. And if it's Arias, beautiful. I've got 46 million to spend. It's going to be fun time to go spend it. But from Damo and everybody else here, I'll see you next time, which would be season 2. Game number 1 in the Premier League, and we've got Champions League football to look forward to. It's going to be an exciting time here for Villa. From the end of episode 8, Damo is out. I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.